Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the July 16th meeting of the Sumner County Board of Education. We are about to get started, but before we do, I'm going to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our country's flag. And anyone who would like to join me, please feel free to do so. All right. Good evening. First item on the agenda is call to order. We've called it to order. Next item is roll call. Mr. Johnson, do we have the roll? All righty. Mr. Hawkins is coming in as we speak.
There he is.
Mr. Wise did call and said he would not be here. He's got some work conflicts that's going on, so he will not be here with us tonight. Next item on the agenda is adoption of the regular agenda. Is there a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Daniels, second by Ms. Bachman. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, seeing none, we have an agenda. Next item on the agenda is the adoption of a consent agenda. Is there a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Gregory, second by Mr. Wilkerson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, seeing none, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is discussion and action regarding the minutes of the June 18th, 2019 regular meeting. Is there a motion? Motion approved by Mr. Daniels, second by Mr. Wilkerson. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. We have no recognition of hearing and delegations tonight. We have no matters of involving council, so we move right straight to the director's report.
Well, summer's almost over. We're already, I know, we're getting ready for, obviously the start of school. And so Mr. Langford and his team, we've had some meetings already, principal meetings, new principal academy, that Dr. Holt and Christy Wall and Scott and their team helped develop. And so I sat in on part of that the other day, and it was really good. He's hit the ground running with his new role here at the central office and making an impact already. And so we're getting ready for PD that will be happening here starting next week, and then we'll be ready for the start of school. And so feel really good about it. Our principal team is strong, and I know that they're ready to welcome all the students back and the new ones to the building. And online registration and other things that are new for this year will be positive, I think. And so we'll hit the ground running. I think we have a board meeting study session second day of school. Is that right? So next time we see you guys, we'll be in school. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Dr. Phillips, next item, new business, there's none. Next item of unfinished business is discussion of study session items.
I will tell you that we have a number of things that will be on the agenda in August. We have policies, JJ?
Yeah, we have a few policies that we need to update to comply with recent changes in state law that we'll be bringing before you in August. And we're going to have a presentation regarding R.T. Fisher and then a couple other things.
So we'll have some pretty lengthy presentations and discussions, and then some policies that will take a little bit of time. So pretty packed agenda for August for the study session. So it should be a really informative, good meeting.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And if you have anything that you want to add to it, or you know the drill, just get in touch with Jeremy or Dr. Phillips or myself, and we'll try to help you out with that. Next item on the agenda is communication from board members. Before we get started on that, it is that time again where we do the director performance evaluation. You have one in front of you or in your box there. And we would ask you to fill that out and get it back to us by the August study session, which is what date? August 6th. I was thinking it was August 6th. I didn't want to yell it out. So August 6th, try to get that back to us, and we'll go. Yeah.
Just like we've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, there we go. And so we'll start with Mr. Wilkinson tonight. Any board comment?
No.
None from Mr. Wilkinson. How about you, Mr. Gregory?
Just one. I mentioned this to 2 or 3 people at our last meeting, which has been a month, but something positive. The College World Series. Of course, the big thing going around was who you're for, and people asked me who I was for, and I'd say the umpires. Because one of the umpires, in fact, he called every game in the finals in the World Series at one place or the other. They wanted him to call the final game, but since where he lived was not very far from Vanderbilt University, then he didn't call it. And I call him Scott, since he's about 7th grade, I guess. He's a little older than that now. And his desire is he wants to do one more, at least one more. And he's done 2 World Series. And I saw him it's the beginning of the baseball season. He said he started off at the Little League Park in Portland, umpiring, making $10 a game. He wouldn't tell me what he's making now. but great family, great, as usual, and his mother, sister, wife, I know them all. They're just really good people. And he's a good person too. He was a 3-sport athlete, by the way, in Portland. And that's the only thing I have, good and positive notes, because I keep up with all that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gregory and Ms. Brown. Mr. Daniels?
Yeah, just real quick, with the start of the school year, we've got union registration next week, so we've got a couple of kids that are starting there, but we've also got all of our fall sports are already starting to kick off with practices and everything else, so just think about those kids and those coaches. It's hot outside, it's hot inside, so just, safety for those kids, and they stay hydrated, and we don't have any issues, so.
Thank you, Mr. Daniels. Mr. Hawkins?
I have been enjoying doing a lot of listening, including on this go around here tonight, and I will continue to do so.
All right. Mr. Nugent?
Since we're on the topic of sports, I'd just like to share some sports within our community, which do feed into our schools. The rec program we have in Gillisville is actually sending a 10U team to the Tournament of State Champions. They've already won the state, so they're going to North Carolina to a regional to compete against other states. We have a 10U and 11U in the state tournament. And those are the ones that would be going to the World Series if they continue. So we wish them the best of luck. Getting my corrections. We wish them the best of luck, and we invite them to come play sports within our school district instead of travel ball. We would love to see them play within the schools to help that talent pool increase as well as the GPA increase. Just wanted to share that since we're on the topic of sports. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Duncan. Ms. Andrews?
Please correct me.
I'll just say it's 11. It's 11 and 12s are at state right now.
Look at 2 teams.
11.
They both made it, didn't they?
No, 11's competing right now. 12 starts state this weekend.
There you go.
And then if the 11s win, they go to Tournament of State Champions for 11-year-olds. If the 12s win, they go to Warner Robins, Georgia for actual Little League. And then from there, they would go to the Little League World Series. It's okay. I just wanted to update everybody. I told y'all that this summer, Commissioner Shell and myself were going to meet, and we are going to get a schedule together so that we can present and give y'all a full schedule for the whole year on what we plan for our joint county commission and school lunches. So she and I met last week and came up with what schools we wanted to do each month. Today I sent that out to the principals, so I'm just waiting to hear back with them to get the dates finalized. Once we receive that, then we'll get it all printed up and give it to the board members so that you can plan accordingly. So,
Thank you, Ms. Andrews, and thank you for doing that, by the way. That's very good. Ms. Motley. Ms. Hayes.
I think Stuff the Bus is still going on. So your area Chamber of Commerce, you can drop off the items that they have listed. I know that Hendersonville's has a list that you can go by and stuff the bus for our kids in Sumner County. It's 50 years ago today. What happened? What the Apollo 11? One step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I am just so excited. I know these core subjects are taught in all our schools, but to have as many statewide and nationally recognized STEM programs in this county, where the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics, and for young women to be encouraged to get into this field. And it is cool, and it is okay for a girl to be an engineer. But the teachers that motivate and inspire and challenge these kids, and just that the mind to learn and to ask the questions, it's awesome. I'm just so proud that we have that and we encourage that and we set a platform for them to be able to do that. So the moon, and then wherever. What's coming up next, we don't know. The great frontier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes. From the chair, just letting you know, I'm kind of proud of something. We had Mike Shelton come and speak at our office meeting not long ago and tell us about the resource center here, and it's just amazing what they do with that. When kids need clothes and need taken care of, they're Johnny on the spot, but they get it out there and get it to them. So our office has decided that we're going to be the shoe source for them. So we're going to try to gather up the new shoes and bring it up here and take it to them, and get it out on Facebook that you can drop shoes off to our office for that particular situation. And so I was glad my agents decided to do that. They're a bunch of good folks. And then Mr. Duncan gave me a nice lapel pin from Goodlettsville. I appreciate that. The next time I need to put a sign up down there for auctions, I'm going to wear that on my lapel when I go in and see if that'll help me any. And he kind of one-upped me tonight. I usually wear a suit, and I decided, I'm not going to put a suit on because Mr. Duncan, fusses at me about wearing a suit, and I want you to look. So, so he got us. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's all I have to say. And other than we are adjourned.